What is it whenever we think of the outcome of a child in the foster care system? Is it the sad negative aspect, or is it the picture perfect outcome that we often see in the movies? For example, in the movie The Blind Side, which is a story of Michael Orr. In an article written by Carrie Farsi, Michael Orr was taken in by the Tooley family, who saw him on the streets in Memphis one cold winter morning in nothing but a t-shirt and shorts. He was walking around with a plastic bag with a few belongings that he did have. Miss Tooley had her husband pull over, and it got Michael Orr in the car, and they brought him home and they allowed him to sleep on the couch. As they got to know Michael a little bit better and they got to know his story, they found out that he was one of 12 kids who was taken away from his biological mother because she was a crackhead and did a bunch of drugs and abused her kids, and her husband was in and out of the prison system. Michael was separated from his siblings and put into the foster care system, where he was moved from family to family, and as a result of this, he went to 11 different schools. And with being part of 11 different schools, he was a little bit behind in his academic performance. He wasn't at the grade level he should be at for his age, and he had no chance of graduating high school or even going on to college, let alone playing college football or playing football nationally until he met the Tooley family. The Tooley family allowed him to become part of their family. They took him in, they helped tutor him, they made him graduate on time, and they accepted him as their own. And as a result of this, he went on to play college football and later on NFL football, where he won 2 Super Bowl titles. But not every outcome is like that. Not every kid's going to go on to play college football or NFL football. In fact, most of them will be lucky if they graduate high school. According to childrensrights.org, over 415,000 kids are in the American foster care system today. And of those, each child spends on average 2 years in the foster care system. When a child enters the foster care system, the average age is 9 years old. So on average, the child is in the foster care system from 9 to 11 years old, if they're lucky, if they get adopted. The foster care system is part of a greater system. It's just a smaller aspect of it. It's called the Child Welfare System. According to childwelfare.gov, the child welfare is a system designed to promote the well-being of a child by ensuring safety, achieving permanency, and strengthening families to care for their child successfully. The government doesn't want to take the child away from the parent, but if that's what's best for them, they will. They only take the child away from their birth parent if they don't complete the parenting classes and the social worker feels as though the child is in imminent danger. According to adopt.org, when it comes to that point of them being put into foster care, the foster care is a system of a temporary arrangement in which adults provide care for a child or children whose birth parents are unable to care for them. So they have families come in and step in and take care of the child. Now, ultimately, the goal is to have the child adopted by that family or another family that comes in, but sometimes the birth parents complete the court-mandated classes, or the court feels as though the parents can have the child back, and then the child goes back to them. With this system, though, comes great flaws. According to laws.com, there's 4 major flaws that come with it. One of them being is the court ultimately gives the parents the rights. If the court feels as though the parents are doing a better job and taking care of themselves better, they will let the child go back, which leads the child to have several different developmental issues, mental and physical issues. They could be caused from being beaten or from the traumatic event of being in foster care system and being placed in different homes and not having the adequate help they need. Another would be when the child ages out. So that means when the child turns 18, the government no longer gives the foster parent a check. so the child is no longer a ward of the state. The foster parents have the right to kick that child out or let the child graduate. So 9 times out of 10, the parents tell them to leave, which leads to the fourth and final thing of juvenile delinquency, which is when the child leads to a life of crime because they have no way to support themselves. They didn't graduate from high school. They didn't go to college. They don't know how to be part of this real world. In fact, over 70% of kids in prison systems and adults, they were at one point foster care kids. Now, Psalms 82 verses 3 through 4 writes, "Defend the weak and the fearless, uphold the cause of the poor and the oppressed, rescue the weak and the needy, deliver them from the hand of the wicked." And then this is my audience over here.